great guest to break this down because you know if it's the Law and Crime Network and we're doing a trial, you know it will be gavel to gavel, and we'll have the best of experts. Bernarda Villalona, who's often on the show. Welcome back, Bernarda. She is a senior trial counsel at the Joey Jackson Law Firm in New York, a former affiliate in Brooklyn Kings County DA's office. Over 100 trials, including numerous homicide cases as a prosecutor, serving as a senior homicide ADA, and is a TV legal analyst. I always love her opinions. And for the first time, at least on my show, I got Jim DeSimone out of Los Angeles. Is a civil rights attorney. He handles employment discrimination, harassment, employment cases, police misconduct, including police brutality, wrongful death, excessive force, false arrest, millions of dollars in civil judgments. In fact, I was noting that he had one false arrest case in which he had received $2,100,000 judgment on a person who only spent 1 day in jail as a speaker and a publisher. Welcome for the first time with me, Jim. And guys, what do you think about so far? I think they can prove death very easily here circumstantially, but nevertheless, that body also tells you a lot about the cause and manner of death, which is always valuable to prosecutors. That said, this circumstantial case, can you explain to our audience specifically the importance in your mind of the idea that they're showing motive here? They're going to show, many things, but they also have to identify not that she's just dead, but who's the person who did it. And remember, the son still lives in the house, and there could have been other perpetrators. They still got to show it's the defendant is the one that caused their death. No?
Well, absolutely. But how did the defendant act after the disappearance of his wife? And I think that tells all. I mean, this is a textbook example of how to commit a murder and not get away with it. Because as the prosecutor's meticulously laying out this morning, Mr. Prokopovitz told a number of lies when he first was confronted by the police over the disappearance of his wife, which just doesn't make sense. And then we have the other alternative. We know that she's not alive because there's no trace of her. Now everyone is a digital trace. But if she committed suicide, there'd be a body. This woman did not seem to have the means or the opportunity to commit suicide and somehow dispose of her own body without anybody finding it. On the other hand, Mr. Prokopovitz had the means, he had the motive, and he had the opportunity, as we could discuss more in detail if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little while, and that's very good commentary there. I think there's going to be a number of ways prosecutors have an opportunity here based on this evidence to prove. But keep in mind, folks, it took them 6 years to get to this point of even making a charge, and I'm sure the defense is going to make a big deal about that. We'll talk about that in connection with the jail informants the prosecution is going to use. And wow, is that a good idea or not? Let's go live to court.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.